Hey there, everybody. P. Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another episode of Album Homework Assignment. Thanks for joining us on your Sunday. We've got today in the co-captains' chairs doing battle with their assignments. We've got, you've seen him here on various shows on Sea of Tranquility. He's got his own channel called Orlo Nada, according to Jack, Mr. Jack Toledano. And from the Hudson Valley Squares and the Guitarist Corner, Chris Canzoneri.
How's everybody doing?
What's happening? You guys have been spending some time with some albums. I'm curious to see what you've given each other and what you think of those assignments. So we're going to start with Jack. What were you given by Chris to listen to for the last couple of weeks?
All right, so I think you might be pleasantly surprised, but our albums are actually kind of similar. And I'll start out by saying that, so now this is my third assignment. The first two have been prog rock. So Anthony gave me a band called Con, and Rick Labonte gave me a band called Flying Colors. So for today, Christian gave me a hard rock band called Gypsy Hawk. And the album is called Reverence and Resilience from 2012. And so this was, I would say, this one was the first of three that was definitely in my wheelhouse. So
I would say so. It's a quite a good album. Yeah.
Yeah. So before I continue, anybody have any questions or so I wrote some comments and I wrote some comments for the various songs. But so anyway, one thing that I think I said on my show last week when I was talking about the new Hammerfall album is that for me, the main ingredient of any hard rock song is that riff, that catchy riff. And this album has plenty of them. So that's number one. Sound and production, I thought were top notch, at least to my untrained ear. If I had to compare, so the lead vocalist and bassist, Eric Harris, if I had to compare his vocals to anybody, first person that came to mind for me was Paul Di'Anno, formerly of Iron Maiden, first two albums. Simple and straightforward hard rock, similar to early Kiss. That was my first thought. Only a bit heavier and obviously better, better musicianship. They definitely expand on their craft a little more than Kiss did in those early days with their 2.5-minute songs that you had to have long in-between gaps to extend the album to 30 minutes. So anyway, I also noted, they're definitely fans of Thin Lizzy. So there was definitely Thin Lizzy in there.
You can say that.
Oh, without a doubt. Not breaking any new ground, but I guess that was the point here. So what basically I would say, you can enjoy this while cruising the highway or driving along the beach. But best served, at least for me, was when I was listening this morning, gave it a last listen with my headphones on. That's when you can really appreciate the guitar tones and the production of this album, which, by the way, they signed on to Metal Blade Records for the second album. Let's see what else. All very accomplished players, pretty much all songs 4+ minutes, so no real epics. All songs are short and to the point. Dare I say, like Green Day, but except much better guitar work. Fun fact about them, as I looked them up when Christian first gave me the assignment, I could not find them on Wikipedia, but yet I found them very easily on Spotify, whereas Con was the polar opposite. I found them in Wikipedia, but no existence on Spotify, so I had to listen to that through YouTube.
Not surprising.
I guess I've gone on a little bit, so I'll kind of smush it down a little bit. So I rated each song. The best song I rated was the first one, Overloaded. I loved the way it started out, gave me a very good first impression. Most of the other songs I rated somewhere between a 3.75 and a 4. This is again on a scale of 1 to 5, for a final score of 3.75, which is still quite good. So on my rating system, a 3 point, and I found this somewhere, a 3.5 is considered very good, a 4 is considered great. So this falls right in the middle. So I could go on more, but if you want me to shut up, I will.
Any other songs you want to talk about? It's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what else. Hedge King, I thought was really cool. Third song, typical 70s hard rock song. Frost Worm, that's very interesting the way they spell that. A bit of an Iron Maiden gallop in the midway through. That one I gave a 3.5. Galaxy Rise had a very interesting opening riff. Now, Christian, is he playing guitar in the beginning there, or is that some other instrument where you hear that jangling?
You know, I don't remember, Jack. I think it was guitar. I mean, they weren't real experimental, you know, they're playing a hard rock album, you know, like, what are they, new wave of traditional heavy metal or whatever they're calling it now, you know, they kind of predated that a little bit, but.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah, they were like very in your face and to the point. There was, you know, no frills, no experimentation. You know, here we are, this is what we got. So go and enjoy. So yeah, most of the other songs, like I said, I gave between a 4 and you know, a 3.75 and a 4. Last song they did a version of Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo, which doesn't really stray too far from Rick Derringer's version. Very similar, even to the female vocals. So I think that's about all I have. So
yeah, I mean, it's I got that when it first came out, and they're a perfect homage to late 70s hard rock. And again, if you love Thin Lizzy or some of the harder rock and Wishbone Ash, or certainly early Iron Maiden, that's what you get. They don't make any bones about anything else, and they do it really, really well.
Yeah,
really
well. I was very
interesting is the bass player and the singer. I mean, he came from a band before then that was totally unlike that at all. I mean, Chris, I mean, Skeleton Witch, thrash, sort of, I guess.
Speed thrash, yeah. You know, very unique and hard to love vocal style. Yeah. You know, but I like Skeleton Witch a lot. But, you know, these guys, after Gypsy Hawk crashed and burned, you know, they just went one step further with the Lizzie stuff, and they formed Gygax.
Yep.
So I think 3 out of the 5 guys or 4 guys in Gygax were in Gypsy Hawk.
And I don't even know what they've done of late, because it's been a while, right? So,
yeah, they did the 3 albums.
Yeah.
So they had one more album's worth of success than Gypsy Hawk did.
Yeah.
But I mean, I love Gygax. I love both bands.
Yeah, you know, if for those of you watching, if you're someone who has really missed like Thin Lizzy all these years and want to just hear a band that makes no bones about their love for that band and they sound a lot like them, either of these bands we're talking about is worth your while. I think it's a really good album. So Jack, in saying all that, would you consider maybe buying this? Would you just listen to it online occasionally, or would you forget all about it?
So I had a very cheeky answer for you, having started that new once a month show. So my answer is yes. If I had the Curse of the Collector, I would buy it.
There you go. Well, you're a Spotify guy, right? So you could probably listen to them whenever you want, right?
Right. Yeah. But it you know what? Not to denigrate it or put it down. It's definitely worth buying it. You know, for the collector.
Cool.
Yes.
Awesome. Good to hear. Yeah, that's a good choice, and I'm not surprised you dug that. So cool. All right, Chris, what did Jack give you to check out?
Okay. In a parallel sort of move to the album I gave Jack, although this album's 6 or 7 years newer, I found information saying it came out in 2004 and 2005. I'm not sure which year it actually did come out, but this is a Brazilian band called Hibria. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right.
No, I think that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah, these guys are really into, just getting from the album art and stuff into Japanese culture and anime type stuff. And they're also into speed metal. And, this is like a speed metal revival. And it feel funny saying that because this album, now from 2005 or 4 to now, it's not exactly new, but it was even a throwback then.
But also, Christian, if you could just mention what the name of the album is.
Oh, duh. Yeah, it's
Define the Rules. Screwed that up.
Define the Rules by Hybria. Their first album.
Okay.
And
were they signed at that point? I don't even remember if.
Well, I can tell you, Pete. I only heard of them because I was writing for you at that time. I think 2005, 2006, and in that little nice envelope you would send me every couple months, that was in there. And I looked at the cover. I'm thinking, this is cheesy. But then on the very first listen, I dug it immediately. So I loved it.
Yeah, I'm checking right now because I know they were on a major label, major metal label. So
and they've been around since like 95, 96. So
yeah. So Defying the Rules. Yeah, I guess I don't know. Hold on. Let me.
Here. It just says King Records and Remedy Records.
Remedy Records. I don't know what the hell Remedy Records is. Well, but yeah, late 2004. Anyway, go. I'm sorry, Chris. Go ahead. Just because I know we got it, but I was like, is that Century Media? Was that like Napalm, Metal Blade? I don't even remember, but neither of them.
So, like I said, speed metal, lots of guitar heroics, guitar gymnastics. The bass player is incredibly talented too, and he gets to shine on this. I really enjoyed the first track. Well, there's an intro, thing. Got to do that with them when you're a metal band. But Steel Lord on Wheels is the name of the first track, and they take off like a shot, and they don't slow down for the rest of the album.
Right.
And it's just great drumming. I mean, the production, crystal clear, very freaking distinct, each instrument, if you're looking for something like that, because of all the technicality, I think you got to be that way to make a successful album. But that was a standout track. Also, Change Your Lifeline starts out with a kick-ass bass solo, which you don't hear very often. This guy's bass tone is very clear and not a lot of bottom end, very defined and clear. And you can really tell the guy's got a ton of talent. They all are. I mean, incredibly musicians. So it's a whole lot of fun if you like to bang your head, you like speed metal, you like Painkiller era Priest, stuff like that. It was a great album. I would buy it for sure. And they're still around. They've made a whole lot of music since then, and I'm definitely getting into it. I'm going to check it out. If they kind of felt bad with Gypsy Hawk, they kind of crashed and burned after the album I gave Jack, so there's nothing left.
It's okay.
If you like it, But you can check out Gygax too. But this band, I'm definitely going to stick with. I would buy this. If I could find it, I will buy it. So
yeah, they've got a new one coming out this year called Metamorphosis, or maybe it's already coming out. I don't know. Or it's got a year 2022 release date, but no information. But they've been pretty, I wouldn't say prolific, but they released an album, The Skull Collectors in 2008, Blind Ride in 2011, Silent Revenge in 2013. Defying the Rules. They did like a 10th anniversary release of the debut album in 2014. Self-titled Hybria in 2015 and Moving Ground in 2018. So they've.
If I had one minor criticism, it for a while it seemed like they were putting out albums at the frequency that Boston would. Yeah.
So
but it's nice that that we have a new release. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to criticize anything, and this isn't even something bad, they could have. It's a little up tempo, samey on the, relentless driving,
right,
which I like, but some people may not. So if you're looking for a lot of different variety in the songs and different sounds, you're not going to get that. But if you like to put on a good heavy album, listen to it start to finish. You're not going to be disappointed. You're not going to be skipping tracks. If you're into that kind of thing, you will enjoy this, and I enjoyed it. So thanks.
Awesome. I see they got like 3 tracks on the album that are about like 7 minutes long. Do they like stretch out at all and do any kind of proggy stuff, or is this basically straightforward? Like
there's some intervals. There's soloing left and right.
Okay.
Dual guitar stuff. They don't really do duets, but they're trading solos back and forth. It's pretty much full speed ahead the whole time.
Okay. So
I wish I had more than a week to listen to it.
Well, now you have all eternity to listen
to the rest of my life.
Jack, I don't know if you've explored their catalog at all after this. I've never heard of any of these other albums.
I've heard the second album, Tiger Punch. I know that was like that was like a pre-release single, and but I hadn't. But now that I've recommended this to Christian, I'm gonna have to go back and definitely listen to their newer stuff. I know they changed singers. So
they have, they've had a ton of different members over the years.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, it's good to see they're still around. So so there you have it, everybody.
So would I have stumped you on this one, Pete?
Would you have stumped? Well, I've heard of them, but honestly, I don't know if I've ever listened to them.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a name that comes up every now and then, and they're notable being one of the few metal bands who have gotten some notoriety outside of Brazil or South America in general. So
my only other disappointment was I was hoping they'd come to the US, and they never have. They've gone to Japan a number of times, but
their albums have all charted in Japan, believe it or not.
I believe it.
So obviously the Japanese metal audience has jumped all over these guys. Well, how many bands are doing like old school 80s style speed metal nowadays? Not a ton.
Dragon Force.
Yeah, right. Not a ton.
Dragon Force is ridiculous. These guys aren't ridiculous.
Well, Dragon Force is kind of silly, right? Yeah, these guys, from what I've heard about them, are not. And they're probably not as over the top as like Rhapsody, right? Because that's a little more symphonic. I don't think these guys are into that whole sort of thing.
Right.
So, yeah, they're not really doing a bunch of experimentation.
Yeah.
Dragon Force, huh? I guess I'll have to check that out too.
Oh, you've never listened to that?
No.
Oh, if you like fast guitar playing and fast drumming and over the top kind of cartoonish antics,
like video game intensity, right?
Cool. All right.
I would say, you know what, if you're going to explore Dragon Force, Jack, I would check out the first 3 albums. After that, it got ridiculous, but the first 3 at least are fairly listenable.
Okay.
Yeah, but the guitar playing is just is pretty sick.
Guy's great. Herman Lee.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's got a little gimmicky after that, but
Cool.
So we got 2 positive reactions here to listen going forward, purchase going forward, that type of thing. So that's always good. Doesn't always happen, but good stuff here. So Jack, what's going on All or Nada, according to Jack, in the days and weeks ahead?
Okay, so I'm not going to give too much away, but I hope that you don't keep the people after class on Hudson Valley Squares on Monday, because I need to borrow a couple people.
That's fine.
That's fine. And
we can only, I'll tell you some trade secrets. Usually the only time I keep them late, it's never my fault. It's because Steve Keeler wants to sit and chat with everybody for like an hour, half hour after we get done.
I noticed
that's the only reason. Otherwise, because I know it's late, everybody wants to go to bed or whatever. But sometimes Steve wants to talk for like a while. And it's like,
so there have been times where we've recorded his rock fantasy files show, and we've gone on for like an hour and a half.
Oh yeah.
After he hit the stop button. Yeah. But it's fun though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, come on, we've been in the pandemic, right? So most of us don't get to see each other in person too often. So this is this is when we do it. So yeah.
But it's funny. So we were chatting. So he was on my A Day in the Life show, and after I hit the stop button, we were chatting for a little, and in walks a halfway inebriated Samantha. So shut him.
Nothing like having your daughter walk on camera and yeah.
Well, I had already stopped the recording, thank
Yeah.
God, yeah. But
Yeah, that was a good episode. I watched that. So that was fun.
thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I just recorded an episode, a Seinfeld related episode with my buddy from Norway, Ove Rendem. That was great. And
Most people
I'm
who watch
very
the
impressed.
Tranquility have seen him in the comments and chats for years. So Ove, what's going on?
Yes. So there's that. What else? I guess you saw my my day in the life with Martin Popoff, which
Yep.
went amazingly well.
Yeah, that was good.
My
too.
views are way up. What else have I got going on?
Popoff
Yeah,
walks into the room with 10,000 views.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Here.
Of course, I had one person complain because I asked him what his favorite food was. I mean, does that beat all? Yeah,
Part of the it's getting to know us, right? Getting to know the people.
Yeah.
That's part of it, right?
I mean, I know a lot about him. Just he's a great writer. He's a great journalist. Yeah, I want to know like a lot of things. I didn't know he was a Buffalo Bills fan. You know, I didn't know he was into car auto racing.
Well, Jack, I got to tell you. So, I know Martin a long time, and I spend every Friday morning with Martin for 2 years now. I never knew he was a big peanut butter fan, just like me. So that I watched your show. He and I have been talking peanut butter now. So see, we learn something new every day, right?
Awesome.
If you know someone really well, you don't know everything about them. So I'm glad you asked him that question.
All right. Well, thank you for that.
Yeah.
So, I appreciate the mention on Sea of Tranquility, and I appreciate you putting it up on on your Sea of Tranquility page on Facebook. That really helps. Can't thank you enough for that.
No problem. It's no big deal. Sounds good. Kind of always willing to help. So cool. So everybody, make sure you go over here on YouTube and check out All or Nada According to Jack. It's got all sorts of cool videos on there, TV stuff, music stuff, sports stuff, wrestling, cool interviews with guys you've seen here on Sea of Tranquility and others. So a lot of fun. So go over there and hit the like button and hit that subscribe button for Jack. And in case you missed it just a couple days ago, Chris and myself and a whole bunch of other cool guys who frequent the Guitarist Corner show talked about our favorite 90s guitar riffs. So you don't want to miss that. And then we've got coming up tomorrow a pretty cool show on the Hudson Valley Squares. We're going to be talking about some of our favorite songs that have the song or the title is all about a geographical location, right? Could be a state, a country, a street, a building, whatever it's got either in the title or it's all about a place. So that's a Chris Allo idea. So that's coming up tomorrow night on the Hudson Valley Squares. So make sure you check it out and please subscribe here. Click on that notification bell if you haven't already so you get alerted of all of our content. We also have the links below to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, the link to our Sea of Tranquility merch site for all sorts of cool SOT stuff, and also visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, of course we are on YouTube, all together, all the damn time. For Jack Toledano and Chris Canzoneri, I am Pete Pardo. See you next week on Album Homework Assignment. I believe next week is who is next week? I don't know. We got so many lined up. I'm not sure who is next week. I'll let you know during the week. But till then, take care, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and we'll see you tomorrow on the Hudson Valley Squares. Bye-bye.